No.
Oh, you're good.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Frigiphobia, Neon Goblin's production of Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. As always, I will be your DM this evening. My name is Morgan, and I am joined by this beautiful group of goblins. We've got James.
Ahoy, hoy.
Alden.
Hello.
Griffin.
Hey.
Prescott.
Hello.
Kevin. And Kristen.
Howdy.
And we are so excited to announce that tonight's episode is sponsored by our friends at Roll20. Yay!
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh
Young
my
Goblin
god.
has been using Roll20.net as our virtual tabletop since the channel's inception, and we are absolutely delighted to have them as our sponsor this evening. If you aren't familiar, Roll20 is a system-agnostic virtual tabletop that is loaded with tons of awesome features, many of which we regularly use in our campaigns and different streams. And they do an excellent job at bringing your tabletop game into the digital world, both seamless and exciting. So we cannot say it enough. Thank you so much, Roll20, for sponsoring us this evening. We are so excited. I also want to shout out another friend of the stream. The fantastic Dandy Beyond has sent me some beautiful character journals that have this gorgeous gold artwork on the cover. They have built-in character sheets inside on beautifully lined paper with an ornate frame on it. You can track your character's inventory, features, traits, stats as it evolves through the campaign. They also have these beautiful oversized general journals. This is going to be my DM note-taking journal. It is absolutely beautiful. There you go. Sort of. Yep. But
Very
thank you
nice.
so much, Dandy Beyond, at Dandy Beyond on Twitter. You can find all their links to their gorgeous products there. We will make sure to throw that out on our Neon Goblin Twitter as well. So, who wants to do the recap from last week?
I can.
Alden, go for it.
Okay. All right. So we
I couldn't tell if
started.
that was terror or excitement.
Well, I was giving someone else the opportunity, but all right. Our party started out, gathering together and reconnecting with, Zadrin. Thank you, Zadrin, and figuring out why he got zapped off by his goddess. But in the end, we didn't really figure out what was going on. We just knew that he was unable to join us, and but now we know that he is actually on a mission and not just a crazy person. So that's nice. We were able to gather up the magical cauldron that we took from the hag, and we crossed the lake and went back to town. There we had a rousing conversation with the town leadership, where we eventually negotiated rewards and got ourselves a bag of tricks as well as a little bit of gold for our troubles in exchange for a cauldron that was going to be able to feed the town for quite easily in the future. So that's pretty cool. But I believe we might have lost the respect of the town captain because of our hard haggling.
Sour grapes. Sour grapes. I call sour grapes.
Some of us are more bitter about it than others.
Yeah.
And then we working in conjunction with said town captain. We finally went to the barge where we believe our Durgar enemies are hiding. And there we marched in and went down into the actual barge and discovered some very interesting maps and other such details. And then right as we were planning on packing them away into our packs, we were told that we should roll for initiative.
Dun, dun,
And
dun.
that you should. Go ahead and roll for initiative for me, party.
Oh boy.
I had the wrong dice out. I had to get Grand's dice with the zap or
Yes.
other one.
Love character specific dice.
I used to do that, but then I started getting too many dice, and I'm like, okay, I'm done.
That's what started my horde of dice, and now there's no stopping it.
So the
I just
problem
give
is,
in.
Prescott, there is no such thing as too much dice.
I was waiting for that comment to come
Shiny
about
click
some
clacks.
eventually.
Damn right.
Oh, in the recap, we forgot about Vulcan, who gets the furry bag, and I pulled it out and summoned
Oh,
a
yeah.
panther who is also with us on
Oh,
this.
the Panther's
Oh
here.
yeah, the panther. Yeah,
Panther,
Still
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I don't see the token for the Panther, so that
It
It's
is.
on there.
It blends
It's
in.
right here.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a Panther.
Yeah.
Panthers are infamous
That's-
for their stealth.
I feel like that's
makes
would be
perfect
on a
sense.
hike though. Like that'd be my famous last words. Oh, cool, a Panther. Ah.
Oh, I didn't see that panther. Ah!
Chris, I'm just gonna let you do the panther on your turn.
It's
Do
a
you have
bonus
it?
action to get him to attack for you.
Ooh.
Perfect.
A bonus action? Okay.
Yeah.
Do I just use the normal panther stat block? Is it special in any way?
Normal panther.
All right, sweet. Well then, let's do this. Put this in order. There we go. Gran, what do you get?
5.
Ryston would 19. Okay. Oh, let me roll for Captain Arlagath. She did all right. Not really. She did pretty bad.
Oh,
I forgot she was here too.
she's holding back, letting us helm the way.
Wilhelm, what did you get? I think I
I
accidentally overrode
am in.
you.
I have a 5. It's in there.
Oh, okay, cool. Wow. All right, some low rolls.
Well, we're surprised. This makes complete sense in my mind.
We're getting it out of the way
Alrighty.
for initiative.
Mhm.
You are surprised. You do not realize yet that you're in combat. This is just for the sake of my sanity. So surprise round essentially means I just get to go first and none of y'all get turns.
Mhm.
So that means first up is this fellow who was squeezed into the sort of cargo area
Mm-hmm.
of the ship. With a battle cry, a Durgar appears and charges at you. Wilhelm, I think you were the one that was going for the map.
Yes.
I said I was covering him. I don't know how you would translate that mechanically, but
Just that you are already in position. I'll say roll me a perception check.
bad. 6.
Okay. So you don't quite see the disturbance of dust on the floorboards because he is invisible right up until he gets on within melee. So give me an intelligence saving throw, please, Wilhelm.
Intelligence saving throw. That is not
Yes,
my
please.
strength.
This should be fun.
But I got a natural 20 for a 19.
What a guy.
It's your strength
That
right now.
works. As you suddenly sense this presence just materialize out of nowhere next to you, you turn and come face to face with a grizzled, haggard-looking Durgar that wears what looks like it would have once been very fine armor, and you immediately see a resemblance, the sort of heavy brow and lined face. This looks a lot like the same Durgar that you fought in the fortress to the north. And as you meet his gaze, you feel this almost sort of intrusion in the back of your mind, but you shrug it off, and he gives a grunt of frustration and instead will come at you with a weapon, a dagger.
Oh.
Ooh. Fancy dagger.
Oh,
That
no.
is going to be a 14 to hit, I believe misses you.
No, it does not hit.
Okay. And he's sort of in frustration, but that is his turn on the surprise round. And then his buddy is going to squeeze in here.
Oh no. Oh no.
He's
Oh.
right next.
His attack would have been at advantage, so let me roll that again. Ah, even worse.
Ha-ha!
Ah,
This one will get 2 attacks with their war pick. The first one is also at advantage. That should hit with a 19. Okay.
That hits, yes.
All right. You will take 9 points of piercing damage.
Ouchies.
Second attack is a straight roll because the first one releases their invisibility.
I had temp HP.
That one is a 15 to hit.
That misses. Do we still have that temp HP from wherever? If not, I need to get rid of that.
No, you don't. That was
Okay,
from
thank you.
the
I
cave.
tried
It only
to-
lasts for 2 hours, I think.
Yeah, I tried to take away my HP, and I was like, "Oh, hello, temp HP," but that's not. All right, here we go. 9 damage. There we go. All right, cool.
Okay. That is, and then they are going to free action try and snatch the map away. If you want to give me a contested dex check to see if you can grab it first.
Gotcha.
Dex. Can I use my strength?
This is just all about quickness, so it's up
Okay.
to you. You do get inspiration from the recap.
Oh gosh,
I will tell you I rolled well.
let's not waste our time with this. As I get a 11, which will by rolling a 12. So.
Okay, so this nimble Durgar sort of does a figure 8 type swing, catching you on the front swing with a pick, and as they miss on the backhand, they swipe out with their free hand and snatch the map off the table. They mutter something in Undercommon to the first Durgar, and now we enter initiative proper, as you are no longer surprised. Royston, you have the initiative.
Okay. I think that the way to go here, exactly what would I have to do to get that map back?
I would say you can either grapple the person that has it on this turn and make your dex check to take it at advantage on your next turn, or you can just dex it straight up.
My dex is pretty good. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and try for a grab.
You're gonna just try and grab it.
Yeah. Snatch it the way
Okay.
he snatched it.
Mhm.
Okay, that is a 22.
That beats my 12. Before this Durgar can sort of stuff the map away, they blink and then look at their empty hand as a blur of movement in front of you, Wilhelm. Royston snatches the map away.
Oh, that was very fast.
I'm good at grabbing things. Real grabby guy.
Okay.
Let's kill them.
Okay.
All right. Any bonus action or movement?
I think that I am. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna sort of leave that where it is.
Okay, you got it. Next up, Osborne. You are just beginning to push into this room when you see all of this happen in rapid succession.
All right, I'm going to cast Shatter, which is a 10-foot sphere. So I'm going to cast it behind
where-
these two fellows so that it gets them, but not my two friends in front of them.
Okay.
So they need to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 14.
This is the lower level of a ship. It's only about 8 foot from floor to ceiling, so you feel like the ship may take some damage, but you can definitely do that. Okay.
He did
What's up,
want
Wilhelm?
to
Bother
set it on
me.
fire.
Don't mind.
What you got, Alden?
He can definitely do this, but you need to move down so you can see us. You're still on the stairs, man.
I can do that.
Yeah, come on around so you can see.
My
Oh,
token's
yeah,
in the
that
way
is
of the
the top of
map,
the
so I'm
stairs,
not
isn't it?
exactly sure where I am.
You're here.
You can make, the top of the stairs
You
that
wanna move,
go
like-
down. The doors are on either side of the staircase,
Yeah.
but you have
okay.
movement to get there. So just pick a side.
I'll just,
You've
I
got-
guess I'll just
you've
be
got
over
plenty of movement.
here?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
That'll work.
Okay.
Boom.
They do. Okay. Do they both have that? Yes, they do.
Yes.
One is a natural 20. One is, you said it was a con save?
Uh-huh.
A 16.
Okay, so they both take 8 points of thunder damage.
Alrighty.
And I think that's it if they pass the save.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's pretty great. 8 points on a fail. I'll take that all day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Anything else from you?
No, that's it.
Right. That brings us to Zadrin. You hear this massive concussive blast from down below and see a sort of splintering of the wood on the deck at the bow of the ship.
Oh no. Osborne, probably won't be good to do that again. And I had pulled out my short swords, giving close quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And I will run up here, and with 30 feet moving through my allied space, so I can get here, flanking with
Oh,
Ryston.
yay. Oh, no, that's me. How dare you?
Wait, that is Wilhelm. Sorry. It's two armored figures. One's a paladin, one's a fighter. And I will attack this Duergar. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark. And then attack.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So 2 attacks. First one being a 25 to hit.
That will hit.
Second one is a natural 20. So that'll be. All right. Okay. In total, that'll be 2d6 and then 46. So 66, yeah. Ooh. Okay. That is 12, 13, 16, 18. Plus 10. 28 points of slashing damage between those 2 hits.
Whoa! 28 points.
Yes.
Holy crap. These massive cleaving blows from Zadrin leave this Duergar that is not quite as armored, but definitely seems more stocky and has the remnants of fine armor. He is heavily bloodied and is nearly felled by those blows.
Surrender. And that'll be my turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
That brings us to his turn. He sort of spits blood from some sort of internal wound at your feet, Zadrin, looks to his companion and says something in Undercommon.
I speak that.
You hear, "We've got what we need. I'm going." And then he seems to disappear. Zadrin, what is your passive perception again? 16?
It is 15. If it's favorite terrain, it is 17. I think.
Okay.
No, not 17.
Well, that is enough. As he vanishes from the space that you saw him occupy, you notice a very fast streak of movement down at floor level and see that he has in fact become extremely tiny and dives out of what appears to be a sort of hacked hole in the deck of the ship, disappearing outside.
Oh, I didn't know they could do that.
I can't do that as a reaction.
Yeah.
Question: as Vulcan and I are on the upper deck specifically to, make sure nothing occurs on the outside, do either of us see this escape?
You would have noticed the splintering of the wood at the bow of the ship, but I think y'all were both watching the top of the stairs. I'll say you can give me a perception check. It's going to be kind of a high DC to see a tiny creature disappearing
You can do it, Graham.
from below your eyesight.
I believe in you.
Perception. Oh. It is a 21. Because I plus
You don't
6.
see this.
Oh.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh. Okay.
All right, but you're definitely aware that something is going on below decks.
Yeah.
Next is the other Duergar. She will again make 2. She's going to enlarge.
Ooh.
She's going to be a bit stooped,
I did know they could do that.
and then she will make a single weapon attack against you, Wilhelm. She's the one that has already taken some damage. That should hit with a 19
Barely.
for 6 plus for 8 piercing damage.
Ooh.
And that is her turn. That brings us to Captain Arlagath, who is also aware that something is going on. She is going to dash down here to the base of the steps, see through this open door that there's combat with an enlarged Duragar, and pull a heavy crossbow from her back. Take a shot. It does, well, it's going to get some cover with the doorway and 2 people in between. Ooh, that's going to miss. The bolt boom, into the door jam just above your head, Wilhelm.
Ah!
That is her turn. Vulcan.
I gotta see what's going on over there. Whoa, that's pretty crazy.
What a role play.
Hello, Vulcan. Welcome to the combat.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
I'll
He is so kind.
try and shoot a firebolt at him.
Wow!
All right, roll a hit.
18.
With the cover, it's just shy. You
Ugh.
see it sort of thunk into the shoulder, but you're just able to get a heavily armored sort of pauldron. You can't find actual purchase.
Well, you
Glances
guys,
off without any damage.
you guys got it from here.
Thanks for your help.
We appreciate you, Vulcan.
Yes.
And that's it
Gran,
for
at
me.
At the top of your turn, go ahead and make one more perception check.
Sweet. Ugh, that's a 16. All right.
Yeah, there's something going on down below.
Something going on. All right. So I'm going to come over to this graded area, which I'm pretty familiar with from back in my rat days.
All right.
I know that it goes from below. And I am going to put my draconic snout through the cargo holes, and I'm going to just do my dragon breath.
Oh god.
Okay, what is the area that covers?
It's a 15-foot cone. So I
Okay.
think I do.
I will say you do see Zadrin down there as well.
Yeah, I was about to say I do think that Zadrin is going to get hit, but you know, he should have been there.
I mean, if she's shooting down and
Okay.
the
A dex save?
port,
Yeah, that's the thing.
if
'cause
she's
I'm
shooting down in
here.
port, wouldn't she not hit Zadrin? DM?
If it were a line, maybe.
Okay.
But with it being a cone, the effort that it would take to line that up would be more than she could do.
in
in
a few
action.
seconds. Okay, I got you.
Sure.
Shoving her nose through a hole and whatnot.
All right, so they need to make con saves then.
You can do this, Zadrin.
I did it.
Yay!
That's a 21.
Nice.
Wow.
See,
I
it's
rolled a
fine.
Even with advantage, I rolled poorly at 12.
Mm.
All right. So that is 8 damage to them and 4 for Zadrin.
Right.
It's
And what
cold.
type of cold damage?
Cold.
Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
All right.
She takes it and she is starting to look pretty bloody.
And I will use my bonus action and I will say, Percival, head downstairs and help our friends. And Percival will run downstairs.
I did not know his name was Percival, but I like
I
it.
don't think anyone did until
Yeah.
just now.
No, it's amazing.
Percival the Panther.
What is the Panther's movement?
It's very far, but hang on. It's 50.
50.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, whoa.
All
Yeah.
right. 40 gets it here. It would take another 10 just to get through Osborne's space. So it's stuck right here for right now, but it is eagerly waiting for something to cross its path.
Yes.
Wilhelm, you have been walloped by this female Durgar who is now enlarged in front of you, but she is looking fucked up. What you got?
And I believe as she enlarged, she became flanked. Yes, DM?
All
Oh.
about it, yeah.
Oh, good.
Hmm.
All
Good.
right.
Grabber, do questioning.
Oh crap. Oh no, it's okay. When we get them down to 0, you can choose to do that in 5e. That's cool. That's cool.
I mean, you can.
All right.
What are you doing?
I am swinging my sword. 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Roll damage, please. Click, click, click. It won't work. That's weird. All right, here, I'll do it like this. For 12 damage.
How do you want to do this?
I would like to turn the flat of the blade and knock her out.
So you're doing this non-lethally.
Yes.
Okay. She collapses to the deck of the ship, reverting to her normal Durgar size. She is still stable, but unmoving.
I have captured her, my friends.
There's
Yes.
more.
I knew you.
Thank you, Wilhelm.
Yeah.
Rayston told me to. He seems smart. He's a smart man.
Are we still in initiative order?
Depends what you're doing next.
I am running through the hole, peering through, bonus action teleporting out invisibly, and looking for the administered dude. I'll teleport out 25. I'll do the full 30 feet out and facing the ship. Looking for
Isn't
the
he
tiny
Hunter's
dude.
marked? Didn't you
He's
Hunter's
Hunter's mark, so I get advantage on survival checks to track him.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh.
And perception checks
Easily
to-
enough, you can see through this little fissure to end up on the ice. So give me 1 second.
Mhm.
Is anyone else planning to follow on their turn?
I did shout out what I was doing as I was running this time. I was like, the other guy ran this way. He's outside
I mean,
the
yeah,
ship.
we
And-
well, Wilhelm knows he's going to be slow. He's going to take time to tie up his prisoner, but he trusts that other people will help.
As the other survival character, I will, when I see him out, I'm gonna follow.
I mean, I'm gonna go up on the deck, so I'm not going through a tiny hole. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna follow.
I'm gonna stick with
So-
Wilhelm and keep an eye on the prisoner.
I'll stay here too.
Okay. So I think the easiest way to do this will be as a skill challenge to see if you can track him down as he fled into the harbor and then the city proper.
Okay.
So I will say that depending what kind of checks you're making, your hunter's mark can definitely be of some help. Who all is engaging in this chase?
I will.
Okay. Osborne, Zadrin,
Ran.
and Graham. Okay.
And I am invisible
And
for this
Percival.
first round.
Is Percival doing the same?
Oh, I was gonna have Percival stay with them.
Oh, okay, okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
He's a good boy.
Okay.
So, Gran and Osborne, I'm going to say you will start the equivalent of a round behind because you actually have to come to the deck of the ship.
Mhm.
And I'm going to do, you know what, I'm going to do this just for my own sanity.
Mhm.
The rest of you, we will come back to.
Yeah.
for
This is fine. This is
now.
exciting. This is what it's all about.
Mhm.
The thrill of the chase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thrilled to
Don't
hunt.
need Ryston or Wilhelm or Vulcan for this. Put you guys here. Just because I'm a very visual person.
These rocks look.
While you're doing all this, so Raysted, I mean, I do not have techniques to put someone to the question. What are we going to do with these prisoners?
Well, it's well known that torture is essentially useless in terms of information
Okay,
extraction.
good. Are we going to
Uh,
bargain with her? What do you think, man?
Well, frankly, I have no idea. I've never done this before.
All right, we'll ask the captain of the guard. She will know these things,
Yeah, she seems like the expert.
or she'll.
I'm
burn him at the
actually, you know
stake,
what?
actually.
I'm going to pull that map out and start copying it.
Oh, excellent.
Great call.
Do a little redundancy.
I'm gonna play with the panther.
It will tolerate
Percival.
it.
And I tie up our prisoner. Sounds good.
Okay.
Wow, this
So in
action
the
packed.
meantime, we cut to our chase sequence. Zadrin, you teleport out onto the ice and find yourself on the frozen sheet of ice and about eye level with the gangplank that stretched out to the ship. You can tell from the trajectory that the Durgar disappeared. He likely darted underneath and then up the slope onto the harbor level. So you do not currently see him. He is going to go ahead and take his round of movement and dash. What would you like to do?
I would like to use my action to, movement to get up onto the harbor, and then search for tracks. Use the rest of movement to go in the direction, and seeing how far I can go. Bonus action, I will do something, seeing on how successful.
Okay, give me a survival check at advantage with your Hunter's Mark.
Eesh. This will only be a 16. Because I rolled 11 and a 1.
Oh.
There are heavy tracks here. This is probably the most traversed place in all of East Haven, but something tells you that he was in a hurry to get away from your group specifically, and likely would have gone along the path of least resistance. And there is a pretty heavily obscured alleyway directly across the sort of main thoroughfare from where you are. You don't see tracks that lead there exactly, but that would be where you would run.
All right, then I'll use the rest of movements to go that way. And knowing that I'm behind him already, will I do this? Do I see the other, like how far ahead is the other end of the alleyway? Do I see that?
It goes a couple of city blocks before you have to make a left or a right.
Okay. Then I will use my, I'll just, I'll do that. I'll wait to Misty Step later. So I get
okay, so just going full movement.
And then action.
And is yours 30 or 35?
My movement is 30.
Okay. All right, Osborne and Gran, what are you doing?
So can we see him?
Yeah.
Now.
I will say, Gran, with your passive perception, you catch a glimpse of Zadrin disappearing into the mouth of an alleyway when y'all arrive on the deck of the ship.
Okay, great. Well, I'm going to, I don't know how much movement I have in terms of, my movement is 30. I don't know how close I'm gonna get. And then after I move my 30 feet and head towards Zadrin in the alley, do I have the ability to see the Durgar? No.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
It will be your action to do so, but you can give me a perception check.
No, I don't want to do that. I am going to, because I see the alley and I see what's going on. So I am going to pull out my super cool staff and that everybody hates, and I'm going to cast Wall of Thorns at the end of the alley. So I don't necessarily know where he is, but he can't make a left or a right, basically. And so that's going to be, it can be up to 60 feet long, 10 feet high, 5 feet thick. I'm sure the alley's not 60 feet wide, so it probably is going to end up being less than that, but it will be 10 feet tall and 5 feet thick. And then it's a dex save when they get to it. So just FYI.
Now, in case this alters what you're going to do, it goes a couple of city blocks before it ends in a dead end, but between those two blocks, there is another intersection where you can go left or right.
So the first,
So it's
okay,
not
the
like
first
it's
the first intersection, I want to cut off that intersection.
Okay.
So if I missed him, I missed him. But
Got it. All right. Osborne?
Okay, so I'm going to move my movement like Gran did,
Okay.
but I am going to use my action to do a perception.
Go for it.
Oh, I rolled a 20,
Nice.
which gives me a 20.
You beat my 19 hide check. you see moments before a wall of thorns appears in this sort of intersection, just a sliver of a face peek around a corner to see if there is pursuit.
How far away is that from me?
It's probably about 90 feet from where you are, about 60 feet in front of Zadrin.
Then I will spend 3 sorcery points and use my bonus action to cast Fireball.
Okay. That's a dex save, I believe.
Yeah. 14 DC.
Gran, does your Wall of Thorns affect his dex save at all?
No, because he's not getting into the thorns. If he's not going past it, it doesn't.
13. What's your DC?
14.
Oh, he fails.
27 points of damage.
Oh.
So in rapid succession, Zadrin, as you are sprinting down this alley after your quarry, you see an arcane shimmer in the intersection that you're approaching, and suddenly materializing a twisted, writhing wall of jagged, dagger-like thorns. And a moment later, there's a past your ear that then erupts in a thunderous boom as a massive explosion of fire reads this entire intersection, burning away thorns, and you hear a cut short, mangled cry of pain, and then the smoldering of embers and the fluttering of ash that looks like gray flakes of snow, and everything is still. A moment later, you hear, "Fire! Fire!"
I will run up to the cutoff scream and make sure that is a Durgar, not some civilian that got caught up in our shenanigans.
Pretty charred. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Not great.
Oh,
Only rolled a
no.
5. So that would be a 9. I do have
9.
cure wounds. I can. That was kind of the idea. Tie him up and pop him.
The body looks dwarven in stature, and you do see a very heavily charred but still easily identifiable piece of that once fine armor that is obviously of dwarven make.
Yeah, a little too late to save him. Only had to speak with Dad. I will grab the Durgar body and haul it back to the ship to kind of keep this a little hush-hush. And I have nothing to help with fire. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Captain Arlagath meets you on the deck, having everyone on the ship in the harbor would have heard this echoing boom of a fireball. And she sort of stands there with arms crossed at the head of the gangplank, watching you drag this body as random other guardsmen and, fishermen flock to this alley, gawking to see what has occurred.
I
Well?
give a nasty look at Osborne. It's like, maybe a bit overkill in a populated area.
Eh.
She pans her gaze to you, Osborne. What did I say about burning down my town?
Once you go green, you never go, Queen.
If we lose our first party member to public execution, I think I'll be fine with it, actually. Now that I'm having to consider the possibility.
I thought he had totally lost his chance, but that was a good line. That was a good line.
I'd send up a prayer for the Durgar.
Where have you been living for the past? I never want to go there.
She definitely looks pissed, but you notice the unmistakable sort of tick at the corner of her mouth where she tries to keep from smirking.
Yes! It's my boy!
Well, at least you got him. So there are definitely Durgar here, it would seem. Is this all of them? Do you know how many you were expecting to find?
I would like to do a pass over the ship, just make sure there's no other additional, take my time with it so that I can identify tracks of the if there are more than just 2 sets of Durgar tracks throughout the dust. kind of thing.
Okay. Inside the
And
ship,
ours-
you mean?
Inside a ship, yes.
Give me an investigation check. What are the rest of you doing?
While he's doing that, I'm gonna tell Captain Arlagath that we did not, in fact, have any solid numbers, and that we just knew that this was like an outpost of whatever Dwergar organization.
Although
Okay.
And I'm
I
gonna
do
show her the
imagine,
copy of the map that I made.
I
and
got
I do
13.
imagine that there's more than 2 in one. There's no way only 2 of them sailed here, but we don't have any proof.
In the abandoned fort we saw, there was several, so it stands to reason that there could be many more. And
Ooh.
unfortunately, they can walk around invisible.
Actually, that Dwergar, when he vanished out the side of the ship, he said something. He said,
got
"We're
what we
done
need."
here. I'm
Yeah.
leaving," or something
Yeah.
to that effect.
Mhm.
So it
Mhm.
could be that they were sort of a rear guard, and that they had already accomplished whatever they were trying to do here.
Zadrin, what'd you get on your investigation check?
13.
13.
Mhm.
You can't find any specific number of tracks. What evidence may have been there has been since disturbed by the combat.
Yeah.
You do find 3 tightly coiled bedrolls sort of stuffed amongst the cargo in the front end of the ship, and notice that one barrel has been pried open, and what looks like it was originally just coils of rope have been dumped out and set aside, and there are now dozens of fragments of dark grayish blue crystal
Mm.
stored within.
I'll bring the bedrolls to everyone's attention. And then,
Oh, heading down for a nap, are we, Zadrin?
Oh,
oh, not for me. But there are 3 bedrolls here for the Durgar.
3
There might have
bedrolls.
been, and we only fought 2 of them. One of them might have been away.
1, 2. Oh yes, there is one more somewhere about.
Or
Possibly.
there was one more, and they've already departed.
Mm.
They did leave a barrel of Chardonnay behind.
Oh, well, we can give that to the town in exchange for burning it down.
Rayston, as Captain Arlagath looks over this map, she points to a location that is marked near Kelvin's cairn. And you identify, even as she asks the question, do you have any idea what this is? And you recognize it as the location of the outpost that you've already cleared.
That would be their other outpost, actually, the place where we found the letter that led us here.
I see. I'm not sure about this one. And she points to the sort of finely emblazoned icon of a sun, and then pans slightly, there we go, pans slightly to the west and indicates I will bring it back up for you. No, I won't. Wait a minute. Is this gonna work? Okay. Tell me if you can see this when I move y'all here.
Yes.
We can.
Yes.
yes.
Okay. So this sort of purple circle down here indicates another, obviously less important, sort of just ink blot marking, and her brow kind of furrows. Interesting. We've heard reports of some sort of celestial object, like a meteor or something having impacted the mountain range around this area. There's also some individuals that live a more hermetic lifestyle off the main road that have had some strange experiences ever since. Interesting that it's marked on this map. I wonder if the Durgar are up to something else.
I actually, point of order, as far as this sun icon goes, these people appear to be led by a Dwergar named Zardrock Sunblight. Now, I'm no Sherlock Holmes or whatever equivalent exists in this
Universe.
Volo.
Part of the world, region, but you know, sunblight, sun
Sun.
thing, sun. There's a motif here, you know.
And
Indeed.
we did get word, remember the prophecy?
Oh.
Fortress under the spine.
Prophecy?
An old lady that we ran on the way told us about the Duragar as well.
And then died instantly.
She
Yes.
was also a cultist.
Healed over right away.
Of her own
Cultist.
volition.
Wait, there's cult activity now?
Not
We've
in
had
your
a weird
town.
week.
Ooh, should I have said that?
I don't see why
no.
not.
Do I need to be worried about this cult operating here?
No,
Probably not.
they're fighting against Auril, so
I don't know
And-
why they
and
would
who-
harass any of the
who-
10 towns.
the Frost
Who's the
Maiden.
patron of this cult?
Levistus. It's
Okay,
not
that's my
good.
wish.
Does she even know who that is?
Gesundheit.
She
No,
doesn't.
Levistus is an archdevil.
The cold one, so it's thematically appropriate.
Yeah, the chilly one. Chilly place, chilly archdevil.
So there's a cult, and you heard a prophecy from an old lady that was part of this cult who immediately died.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She told you there was a fortress of Durgar under the spine.
To
Yes.
avoid, because we're not strong enough yet.
She said not to go there. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
part of it.
And she told you that the Durgar were here.
No,
No, she never did say that.
she didn't
we knew
mention
that
East
before
Haven or anything like East Haven.
How did you know that there was Durgar hiding on Scython's ferry?
The
The
letter
letter-
that we found at this
remember
spot
the letter that I
indicate the
showed you?
fortress. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Sunblight. Do you still have that letter?
Yep.
She takes it and reads it once again. Well, this one is likely not Death, she says, looking at the female Durgar. And the other one, I'm guessing, is blown to hell.
That sounds
little
like it
bit,
was
yeah.
the case,
Blown to
judging by
hell.
the detonation.
She sort of turns the letter around and points to the signature,
hmm
Sons of Sunlight. Do you think these two are princes of whatever this fortress is?
It
Probably.
seems like a reasonable deduction. Didn't want to throw any theories out there, but you know.
She folds the letter and hands it back. Well, as long as they stay in their mountains, I'm happy. These seem to have been dealt with. I'll have my men keep an eye out for the third, if there is one. What about that? And she points to the barrel of crystal fragments.
If it's anything like the other place, those were probably gathered from in the town. I don't know if anyone's
Right, it's-
reported thefts of rocks, but
That's not something we would have. That's raw chardolin.
yeah.
That's something that they've been harvesting from around the town. But what I don't understand is why.
Can
Well,
it
we
do
don't
anything?
either.
What is its use?
Are you in the market for speculation?
I have no knowledge or training in arcane practices. I just know that it's considered bad luck, that it messes with your head after a while.
Mm.
Well, our sort of best bet, as far as we are understanding what we've found, is that they have some way to use it in a horrible scheme.
Does this have to do with the prophecy you heard?
Probably.
Can you recount this
probably.
prophecy for me? I feel like I'm missing something.
Did anyone write it down?
Yes. Zedorus searches for terrible. Well, I wrote a summary of it. He searches for a terrible item, and that we should go and grind and be more powerful. His fortress is powered by still beating Dragonheart, and it's under the spine. And do not get corrupted. That's the summary of the prophecy that I've written down.
Okay. No one else has anything more than that?
I'm looking.
Oh, goody! It's going to be a surprise.
I actually might have it written
Zardox
down
Slundite,
somewhere.
lair of his ill intent, red dragon,
Yeah,
defeat
so that's
other
Dragonheart.
sun. We don't know if that means sun or S-U-N or S-O-N. Nobody knows. Under the spine, I got that too. That's all I got.
I have a document somewhere in here,
Cool.
like a Word
Cool.
document.
All right. Love it.
I'm thinking very hard in universe.
Look, I have innate intelligence. This is exactly what my character would know.
Don't look at me.
I wrote a summary, not the whole thing. Sorry.
I blame Granny.
I'm looking. What episode was this?
Like 3 or 4, like number 10 or so, 10 or 11.
When we were with the cultists, Granny.
Yeah, so like
Yeah,
3 or
looking
4
through
behind,
by date.
or like 15.
A couple of other guards have come on board the ferry after sort of calming the general populace after the incident in the alleyway. One of them comes down to Captain Arlagath's assistance, and she orders him and another to come down and take the captive away for imprisonment.
Mhm.
I will have a man posted on the ferry at all times. We'll keep an eye out to see if anyone comes back. I'll have someone a little more keen keep an eye, since we know they can be invisible now, or tiny, as it were.
Mhm.
In the meantime, I'll escort this one back to the dungeons. I think our business is concluded. And she turns and looks at you, Osborne, which means no more free passes for fireballs in my city.
You know, maybe we should head back to the tavern and get a couple of drinks and relax. And maybe a hot tub. What do you say?
I think that's a wonderful idea. You all enjoy. And she turns and makes her way after the guards taking the Durgar up the stairs.
Burn.
I think you got a chance.
Burn on you.
I
Rightfully
don't
so.
think you do.
It's tough
Oh, no,
being
Granny.
3 feet tall.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that's not it.
No, it's okay, Granny. I was stooping, so he looked very tall.
Okay. So you are left with a rather fraught looking tiefling that appears in the stairs, looking between you and then the section of deck over the cargo hold attached to the hatch that is just sort of blown from below and splintered. Scython, the ferry master, just sort of gawks as he looks at all of you and gestures to the damage. What have you done to my ship?
What did you
Oh,
do to
that
your
was the
ship?
Durgar. Oh,
You neglected
terrible.
the part
They're
where
such
a
evil
nest of
creatures.
Dwargar infested it.
Do I go?
Yeah,
Oh.
tons of them, causing all kinds of trouble. Aren't you silly?
Well, thank you, I guess, for getting rid of them.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
my ship.
You know, they can be invisible, right?
Yep.
Have we actually searched the ship?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
All right.
Zadrin did that
I
while
wasn't
you were
paying
Gave it-
attention.
explaining
Best
about
of
your
one
lighting
silver
on
as I could.
fire. Yeah.
All right, well, I guess that's it then. Let's get out
Yeah.
of here.
Yep.
Yep. See you, Scython.
I pat him on his shoulder and
Love you, bud.
condolences.
Yeah, okay.
At least
I
you
can
got
do
time
this.
to fix it.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's going
Yeah.
Go
anywhere.
anywhere soon.
Yeah, and he turns
Yes,
to like,
sir.
I turn to like Rayston and go, "This is the problem with having a goblin as heavy artillery."
I think that's racist of you.
No, seriously, he has no care for personal things.
Well, it seems like that's less a product of his goblinness and more a product of just him being a,
Sociopath.
traumatized sociopath.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. You don't think that's the goblin? You think that's just him?
Well, I've met some goblins who aren't traumatized sociopaths.
Oh, okay.
Definitely like
I
one
have
or
never done
two,
that.
maybe.
Okay. All right. I thought that it was a goblin thing. Okay. I have learned a lot. I will fix myself. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, definitely try better in the
Yes.
future.
Okay. So, are you making your way to the Wet Trout, which is the one that had Nemetra, the Dragonborn barkeep, or the slightly nicer White Lady Inn, where there was the halfling bard always lingering?
Wet trout.
You like the wet trout.
I don't like that bard.
Mm,
Wait, did the wet trout have beds?
no.
No.
Then
Oh,
no, we'd
All
better
right,
go
guess
for the
we
white.
gotta
lady.
go to.
White
I'm
lady.
exhausted.
Yeah, we gotta go to the White Lady Inn. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
We fought a
Wilhelm.
hag today.
Yeah.
Mhm, y'all did.
You know, Wilhelm.
Yes.
Y'all.
I'm
Why
thir-
does the name? Oh, sorry.
I'm
Yeah.
thirsty, but for once, I feel pretty warm.
Ooh. Oh. Oh.
It's nice.
I'm disturbed for some reason.
Okay.
Is that because of the fireball? You know what? I just
don't know.
do you guys remember the name Sardrock?
Yes. That is
Sunblight.
Sardrock Sunblight.
That's the
Yes.
main.
Oh, that's his name.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this prophecy. It's coming back to me.
Okay, there we go.
Well,
There we
it's
go.
too late to tell the guard captain unless you
found it
really
in
want
my
to go
notes.
find her. Yeah.
I found it in my notes.
That's good. That's
What do you
real good.
remember the full prophecy being? And I will edit my summary.
Yes, it speaks about the slayers of the invisible and how he
Mhm.
musters an army that we must stop before he gets to 10 towns. And evidence
Oh,
of
the
that.
army, yeah.
Yes, so the army, and then the red dragon is who guards the army. And that's pretty much everything that you guys said. Other than that, so it's not really much.
Well, I don't know. I guess we could mention the army thing to her.
Yeah,
but
the
she feels
army
like she
army
is
doesn't
asking
believe
to
us.
conquer 10 towns seems like
Mhm.
kind of exactly the thing that Arlagath would want to hear.
Yeah, that's probably important. We still don't know where the army is being kept. Do you think some of that Chardolin is what they need to make their soldiers more powerful?
Definitely.
Probably.
could be.
Better come.
Can you identify on this Charlin and get any other uses or magical information from it?
I
Yeah,
could
Vulcan.
if it weren't broken.
Mm,
Unless it's still magical.
Oh.
Let's ask the DM.
Let's ask me, because I can cast detect magic.
Yeah.
Eh,
Well, you have to do that every
Magic.
time?
Oh, detect magic. I will say you get a very faint arcane aura from the fragments. You do notice that there is something magical on Osborne's person. Something that is tucked away.
Osborne,
What?
is there something you'd like to share with the group?
No.
Then why are you glowing?
Well, I do feel like I just had a nice shot of cinnamon whiskey.
Oh, Osborne, did you find something to keep you warm?
I don't know. I just feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Osborne, what's in your pocket?
What do you mean?
Come on.
I honestly don't know what you mean. What are you talking about?
There's something magic on you.
Well,
Turn him over and
I mean-
shake him. For God's sake.
Well, I don't want to steal from him. I
Wilhelm, will
just
you
Oh.
shake your friend for me?
Wilhelm, shake him.
Shake
Shake him
him.
you should,
upside down.
you should
by
tell
his
that to
ankle.
Captain Arlagath, you know?
No.
You shut up. We're shaking you.
Ozzy, is it a ring? Is it a nice little ring to keep you warm? Because if so, you
No.
need it. No? Oh, okay.
Hey, I don't know. I don't wear
Vulcan,
rings. They feel
use
funny.
Your hands to take the object off of the goblin,
Oh,
please.
Mm.
Give me an investigation check.
Who?
I will say, Osborne, are you trying to keep away?
No, I quite enjoy it. You know?
Well, what is it?
I don't get human
You
contact
find
that
after a
often.
bit of rummaging, then no check needed if he's not going to try and resist. One of the beautiful Chardolin amulets.
Oh.
Oh,
was
yeah.
Oh.
Now, why would you go and do a thing like that?
A thing
Where
like
did you
what?
Why
find
do you
this?
have this?
So this keeps you
yeah.
warm.
No,
Did
that's
you take
No.
this off the old lady?
Did you take it off the dead old lady?
Wilhelm.
No.
We only saw it on her and the tieflings, and
But
Yeah,
doesn't that
dragon-
mean
yeah.
we can do identify now?
Oh.
'Cause
Oh,
it should be intact and
oh
not
you
charred.
genius little goblin, you.
You're welcome.
And he pinches your
Yes.
cheeks.
Okay.
Identify,
All's
identify,
well
identify,
that-
identify.
Does he always have to dance
well.
like
Give
that?
me another 11 minutes.
His spell seems so bad.
So you, I'm guessing, go to the White Lady Inn, get
Yes.
a table, settle
and
down.
then do all this, yeah.
I have to explain to the bartender that that Percival is fine and safe, and yeah.
Again.
Can we put like a hat on him or something? to
Yes,
give
if
people
he had
Or
the
a
hat, he
scarf.
would be much less
indicator?
scary.
Oh, I'll take my scarf off and I'll put it around him like a little bonnet. On his head.
Yeah, see,
Oh,
that's,
that's cute.
that's a
That's
harmless panther. The difference
Yeah.
between a
It sort
scary
of
panther
growls
and a
at you
harmless panther
as
is a
you
hat.
do. I mean, it is a panther. It's not a familiar. It just doesn't attack you. But it
Yeah.
tolerates it.
I
I'm
give him
trying to
some of my
find the
food.
little blurb on Chardolin.
Hmm.
I can go ahead and give you the Chardolin amulet, though.
Amulet.
So you identify that there is a sort of dormant type of magic on this amulet, something abjuration based that is no longer present. You're able to identify that there was initially that enchantment, but it has since been used. However, there is also a sort of charm effect present that you can discern might have some implication on the nature of the creature that wears it after prolonged exposure.
That sounds very dangerous.
This is not for good people doing good people things.
Good, great. There is a rock that turns people evil, now added into the mix of interminably complicated things for us to keep track of.
Mm-hmm.
I realize I'm jumping to a conclusion there, but what other
Even-
conclusion could you find, you know?
Even more reason that they're probably using it for the army.
But this was on the cultist,
Yeah.
as you recall.
That's
Maybe
a
she works for
great
him.
point.
Nope. I don't know. I don't think so.
We could have Wilhelm wear it for a while, you know, as a control group.
That sounds like a
see what
terrible
happens.
idea.
Oh no.
My willpower is strong, my friends. You would
No.
learn nothing.
No. We do not taunt the One Ring. We do not make it standard practice to just give it a shot.
Wilhelm the Twice Slain simply walks into Mordor.
No, 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 no.
It'd be
Can't-
fine. It'd be fine.
Can't simply walk there. Famously so.
Famously.
Hmm.
Well, I want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Anybody have any more things we should be doing today?
I mean, what are we gonna do tomorrow?
That's a
I
great
have-
question.
A job to do.
What's that?
Mm-hmm. The sword.
Oh, the sword.
I am going to the
Are you going
Mr.
to-
Innkeep, Mr. Barkeep.
I think he's going to whittle his wand.
No.
Yeah, slightly grizzled human man has not taken his eyes off your group the entire time, mainly focusing on the panther that's currently curled up in front of his hearth, but he is attentive as you call for him. I
Is there a smithy in town? Would you mind pointing me in the direction of said smithy, if you'd be so kind?
Very helpful.
Wonderful. So that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
I'll go with. I'm actually a rather accomplished smith, not to toot my own horn. but
No way.
character sheet since day one, and it might as well come up.
That's
Hmm.
wonderful.
I-
Me too.
I have a question. Do you not need materials to fix the sword?
They have those there at the smithy.
Oh, okay.
usually.
So you're just gonna buy them. All right, cool. This will be
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's gonna be great.
I thought that you were
so-
going to have to go find some sort of special ore or something.
Well, I was really hoping to get started on it, then go to the meteor and grab some really sick ore there.
Okay,
Considering
that's what I'm
it's not
saying. I
on
thought
the
that was the
Blurgon
next
map,
thing. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it sounds like that's a goal for sure.
Mm.
Might be a little close to the fortress. We were warned about the
Exactly.
fortress.
Yeah.
We could scout out the fortress while also looking at the meteor that seems to be controlling people's minds.
Perfect.
I don't know. Seems
Well,
like
you-
tempting fate, doesn't it?
It does.
It does. It
We
does.
literally tempt fates every day.
Yeah,
right.
my
And
guy
it
doesn't like
usually
that.
winds up with me being cleaved in twain by a giant's axe.
Okay, we were all cleaved in twain.
No, we
You're
were
not
not all
No.
cleaved in
No,
twain.
no,
I was
you have-
cleaved.
We were not all cleaved in twain.
Vulcan,
I was
you-
cleaved in
cleaved in
twain.
twain a little.
I've never been cleaved in twain. I remember these things.
I got cleaved in twain a little bit. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
No,
You've been
didn't
poked
happen.
and struck. You
While
haven't
this
been
is going
cleaved.
on, Gran takes her drink and just chugs it and like slams it on the table.
Gran's been cleaved.
Gentlemen.
Gran knows about cleaved.
Yes.
Gentlemen, tomorrow, while you wand your sword or
No.
whittle your wand or whatever it is
Mhm.
you're doing,
No, none of that's right.
don't you think we should look for the third Durgar while you handle your sword?
Well, that'll be Zandrin's thing.
Yeah.
I don't go with that. I will go with Zadrin.
We can do that.
Because wasn't there 3 bedrolls?
There
and
were
2
3 bedrolls and
Yes.
2 Durgar.
I will.
There's 1 left.
I will follow you too. I will be far enough away not to give away your element of surprise, though.
Good. Good.
I still have some lingering questions about the wider short-term goal vis-a-vis getting stronger and eventually dealing with Zardarok, but we can certainly...
We do have the nomads on the glacier that we could go and train
But do we-
with.
Do we want to do that without Vulcan? Doesn't he need some time to work on his project and we can wander the town?
Probably once he sees the forge, he'll get a timeline of how long it would take.
I will say, Vulcan, you're not an expert weaponsmith, but you do have a working knowledge of crafting, especially as you're honing your artificer skills. With the condition that the sword hilt is in, you feel like it is as finished as it can be. At this point, you are simply repairing a blade, and there's not really any steps you can take towards that until you have whatever you are going to smelt to make the blade itself. So if you are planning to wait to use ore that you will hopefully harvest from a meteor, there wouldn't really be much to do in the meantime.
Backtrack on that.
Mm.
Meteor first.
Well, tracking first, then meteor.
Tracking first. I will, in fact, craft something so special to help us track
Hmm,
in the
that'd
meantime.
be good.
Do you suppose there are any flowers around here?
I think that ship's sailed for you since
Is
you
in,
tried to burn down half the
well,
town.
in-
Oh, no, I think he still got this.
In Waterdeep, when you are interested in a person, you would collect some flowers and bring them to them.
Well, in 10 towns, that's not flowers don't mean as much in this area.
Seems like
So
they'd mean more. Yes,
Maybe
No,
a
no.
warm
We need
blanket.
pebbles from the beach. Perfect rounded beach pebbles with a couple of what are those icicles?
You having me on?
What are you, penguins?
Are you having me on?
I am not. I have lived in this town for years.
Are you making fun of me?
Wait,
Do you
Don't
think
make
that
fun of him.
Tarvis?
Don't
do you
make fun
think
of
that-
him.
please.
Do you think
warm.
that Tarvis gave me small pebbles from the beach or under the ground? Some glacier pebbles are some of the most valuable.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm on board with this. Taunt Osborne
here.
further.
This is not daunting. We don't have flowers here. That's not how it works.
Didn't you
blanket.
usually? Isn't this a recent thing that everything's frozen?
Well,
It's
yeah, but it's been
like a year.
years.
A year.
I
It's been 2 years and change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you
Everyone
evolve
has-
new
We've
customs?
given up on flowers. We've moved on to glacier pebbles.
I don't know, I'm
Warm
skeptical.
blanket.
Okay.
Warm blanket, my friend. Just give
I,
a warm
from
blanket.
now on, consider every moment spent advancing Osborne's courtship a complete waste of my time. That's just
Good.
Yeah.
personal.
I don't want you
editorial-
paying attention to my courtship, honestly. Bit creepy.
Well,
The
if you
less
need
time we can spend on it, the less attention I have to pay on it. Don't you
Good.
think?
if you need help finding pebbles, I will help you. But if you're just going to make fun of it, then I will find the Durgar and ignore all of your advances with your
Yes.
friend.
No,
that
I
one.
don't,
Do that one.
don't want to offend you. If you insist that it's real,
It's real.
right?
Is there anything else you guys would like to accomplish this evening?
No.
Well, I'm gonna get
I
started on
yeah.
crafting the tracking item.
With a new wand is what he means.
Yeah,
No.
I will do a preliminary, just like scan around town, the ferry, before getting my 4 hours of rest, just real quickly.
Okay, you can give me perception or survival.
They're both +5. Okay. Let's do survival, because why not? I rolled a 2, so that's a 7. It's almost a 20, and then it bounced off the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't see anything that catches your eye. However, as you return to the White Lady Inn, about the time that you imagine the rest of your party would be preparing for bed, you see Captain Arlagath, who is still in her same uniform attire, and she is walking at a very brisk pace towards the inn and has sort of a frantic, slightly haggard look to her appearance. She doesn't seem to have noticed you yet.
I will stealthily catch up to her and just kind of follow into the inn behind her, letting her get into the warmth first as it is night and getting really cold. And then I will make my presence known and be like, "So what's going on, Captain Arlagath? You seem troubled."
She sort of starts at your speech, not having noticed you fall into step behind her. She glances around to the table where the rest of the party is finishing dinner and drinks that would have been provided to you, compliments of the town, as was your deal that was struck. She looks to you, Zadrin, and just sort of shakes her head. We talked to the prisoner. There's something you all need to hear. And comes to have a seat at your table in your empty chair, Zadrin, and she sort of sinks down into it. Osborne, she reaches across and takes the tankard that you were drinking from, throwing it back and finishing it all in one go before sort of smacking it down on the table. She reaches up and sort of pushes her fingers through now slightly disheveled hair, showing off the slightly elongated turned back point of her half-elven ear. The Chardolin wasn't for the army. The Mountain Forge, the thing that you said had to do with the dragon heart. It's not just that a heart is powering the forge. The forge is being used to make a dragon. They're using the Chardolin to make a dragon. To wipe out all of Tin Towns.
That's the army. It's just one big ass dragon.
That's troubling. Indeed.
Yeah, it is. And she reaches across and takes Vulcan's drink and finishes it off as well. I don't know about magic or Chardolin dragons or Durgar empires. I just know how to protect Tin Towns, but this... I can't protect East Haven from this. We need more information if we're going to be ready. We need you to go there, to find what you can. Please. Here. And she pulls out a very beautiful, elaborate, polished wooden case that has two sort of filigreed bronze end caps on either end and hands it to you, Osborne. We recovered this from Dazan as well before he was executed. It's magic, so I'm sure you can put it to use.
I'll do my best.
You recognize it as a scroll case.
I'll just kind of tuck it away in my robe for now.
Okay. I couldn't get anything about a timeline. It seems that the one we captured was just a grunt of some sort. And what she knew was just what she had heard from Dirge? Death, that's the one. The Durgar that you obliterated.
Yep.
And he is indeed the son of this Zardarok that you spoke of. So I'm sure that Zardarok won't be happy to hear of it.
I'm sure.
And
I'll
we've
come up
already
again.
killed one of his. So what is the one more?
It was pretty much a kill it be killed thing with him already. I
Yeah,
think.
you know.
Mhm.
Two
I'm not all
sons, you
that
know,
worried.
in for a penny, in for a pound, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Still troubling.
Yeah.
They'll have a vendetta
Yes.
against us.
That's a word for it. So you'll go, you'll see if you can gather more information for us, help us be ready.
We
Oh,
will
yeah.
see what we can do. Any advice on how to get stronger, like fights to find around town, or to Tin Town's area, or the glacier up north before you raise your
Travel
ice?
Can
through
I-
Icewind Dale.
Can I adjust that question a little bit, Zadrin? Would you mind terribly?
Go ahead.
Is there any kind of local legend or recent mysterious happening? Basically, anything that you would like to throw a group of go-getter adventurers at.
Well, let me think. Let me pull up the table here. I will say Prescott and Cavan, each of you roll a d8 for me.
Okay.
Actually, make that a d20.
Okay.
Okey-doke.
Which D20 do I want to use? This one. I got a 10.
I got a 11.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
And an 11. Okay.
I'm scared.
That's great. Thanks, Prescott. I love it. She sort of thinks, I mean, there's the thing that fell in the mountains, but you already know about that. There's been some conflict with Goliaths in the mountains, but I don't know any detail about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's also been, I don't know if they're real. You know how fishermen talk, but sightings of an ancient white dragon that's been getting closer to Tin Towns.
No, yeah,
Oh,
that's,
we don't
wanna
that
talk
is
about the
real. Yeah,
dragon.
it's very
That is real.
unfortunate.
Don't talk to me about white dragons.
Yeah. We had a run-in with
So-
her.
More like a flyover.
More like a flyover. She laughed at our attempt to hide.
We
Laughed
burned
at us.
ourselves in the snow, and she was like, "I see you," and we were like, "Oh well, we're dead then." And she was like, "No, I'm not hungry." We were like, "Well, thank you then."
Pretty much.
It sounds like you got very lucky.
Yes.
Yes.
It felt
Huh.
unlucky, but sure.
Interesting. Well, there's also, have any of you ever heard of the lost Spire of Netheril?
No, but
No.
goddamn, do I love to hear it. Tell me more.
Well, there's this legend that somewhere in Icewind Dale is the ruins of some sort of ancient wizard's tower that still has its own, I don't know, power, potential. The stories vary, but it's the remnants of an ancient city, something that crashed into the, I don't know the details, but it's something you might ask about if you run into anyone that's more arcanely inclined. Or I think I heard you mention back on the ferry, the nomads. If anyone would have come across something hidden out there in the dales, it's going to be the wretched nomads.
Yes, I have them in my notes.
All right.
Oh, if I might
Well-
interject, we still need to go talk to Danica Greyseal about that little guy on your shoulder there, Rayston.
Oh yeah. That's definitely a good idea. I had
Mhm.
almost forgotten.
Yeah,
that
we need to
we're
close that loop before we forget.
trying to bring him somewhere. I had
But
just
where-
become friends with the little
Where
guy.
is she's not in East Haven though. Where is
No.
she?
She is
uh,
in Bryn Shander or
Bryn Shander.
Targos. I can't remember which one.
Ooh, that's quite a walk from here.
It
Well,
looks
little
like
way,
it's the easiest way to travel the roads down and then
Mm.
cut across.
Mhm.
We can head west for a while.
Captain Arlagath,
Yes.
what's your first name?
good question.
I have a first name, and it's a good first name too. You just wait a second while I tell you my first name. Handed down to
wait,
me
does it
by my
like-
father and my father's father before him.
But then he got a daughter.
She has one, so I don't want to just make one
Oh,
up.
okay, there is one. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I think. I assume.
I just imagine her saying, as far as you know, it's Captain.
Yeah. Well, I can't find it, so I'm gonna make one up. It's Brienne.
That's a lovely name. My name's Osborne, of course, but you can call me Ozzy.
Do you have a surname, Ozzy?
No, not really. Nothing to note. Nothing you'll put Captain before.
You never know.
You know, we are an odd group from all over the planet, but if anyone can handle this problem we seem to have up here, it's us. If it were up to me, and I think it might be, no harm will come to your town.
Unless it's from you and your spell casting, isn't that right?
You know, a little collateral damage happens. Hey, between you and
And
me.
they have crashed through a vendor stall or two chasing criminals before.
Yeah, you know.
I'm going to casually wander on over to the Panther and like separate myself from the group and let them have their moment with the rest of the group.
Since Gran and Captain Arlagath hit it off during the negotiation session last time, I'm also gonna head out with Zadrin, but I'm gonna put my claws on Captain Arlagath and just kind of just flare my snout with just a little bit of like cold air coming out, just kind of letting her know, like, yeah, he's a good guy.
I don't like that either.
And I'm gonna play with I'm playing with Percival.
Soul leaving his body, slowly dying, taking psychic damage.
Yep.
Yours definitely seems like an interesting assortment of individuals, but you've proven yourselves capable to an extent. You handled a hag and some invisible dwarves all within the same day. That's something.
We're getting more interesting. You know that thing I did today? And what you just
Yes.
referring to, with the boom and the, yeah. I've never done that before.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, you know, goblins keep very meticulous records of their family trees and ancestry, right? My great grandmother was a dragon.
Really?
I know, you laugh, I know, we're looking at me, but it's true. Or at least that's what the records say. Hey, ever since that happened today, I feel quite warm. Feel like maybe she showing her presence in my bloodline.
You see this look of a combination of intrigue and concern come over her face, and she pulls off her sort of plate-knuckled glove and reaches over and puts a hand on your forehead. You do feel a little warm. Are you sure you're not just feverish?
Probably
Well,
it. He's probably dying. Yes.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's good. You know what? I tell you what. Let's get a couple of more drinks, and we'll sit here and try not to think about dragons.
I'm gonna go upstairs.
Yeah, you got bisected.
it. It's been quite a day. Bartaban, another round of drinks.
Gotta clean all the blood off my armor.
And we can cut that off there. I'm not gonna make you role play.
Well, that's actually quite fitting because, as some of you know, this is gonna be kind of a shorter session tonight.
Mm.
It is my best friend / roommate's birthday, and she just got home, I hear. So I think this is a good place to call it for tonight.
Oh, hey, Dandy
So-
Beyond showed up in the chat. If you want to
Ah,
shout that out again.
Thank you.
woo.
Thank you so much for our beautiful journals. Our note takers in the group have already been told they will be getting some. I'm going to show them off again on Sunday. We appreciate them so much. Thank you again. I cannot wait to transpose all of my existing shitty little character notes into these beautiful, beautiful journals. Hold on, I'm going to show them off again. So if you missed them before, you know what? I'm going to turn my background off and show them off properly so you guys can see just how amazing these are. So
Whoa.
there's that gorgeous, gorgeous cover
Nice.
art. And then the inside has a beautiful plate page for your name and stuff. You've got character description, everything from temperament, flaws, personality traits, physical description, inventory tracking, and then of course your character stats.
Nice.
These things are absolutely incredible, you guys. I cannot wait
Mm.
for y'all to get your hands on them. So Dandy, thank you again. We love them. I'm so excited. And thank you again to Roll20 for sponsoring this episode. We are so excited to have you guys as our sponsor as well. To all of our viewers, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Sorry, it's a shorter session, but we will be back to it next week. And to all my players, thank you so much for joining this evening.
Thanks for
Y'all are
running
the
it.
best goblins that the Dungeon Master could ask
Aw.
for.
Thanks, Morgan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Before I
All
respond,
right, as always, we love you guys very much. Don't forget to follow our Twitter /Goblin Neon to keep up to date on all of our programming updates, as well as announcements for new shows coming out. But in the meantime, we love you very, very much. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.